Javier Herrera on managing anxiety with exercise.
La gestion de l'anxiété par l'exercice.
Javier Herrera is an autistic advocate and Autism Canada Ambassador. He was born and raised in Bogota, Colombia, and now lives in Canada with his partner and their 3 children. He has received his M.B.A, M.Sc, as well as his B.Sc. In his spare time, Javier is an amateur bicycle rider, gym enthusiast, and high-intensity training practitioner. And like 10% of the global population, Javier is neurodiverse.
Javier Herrera est un défenseur pour l'autisme et ambassadeur d'Autisme Canada. Il est né et a grandi à Bogota, en Colombie, et vit maintenant au Canada avec sa conjointe et leurs 3 enfants. Il a reçu son M.B.A et M.Sc, ainsi que son B.Sc. Dans ses temps libres, Javier est un cycliste amateur, un passionné de gym et un praticien de High Intensity Training. Et comme 10% de la population mondiale, Javier est neurodivergent.
Taming your anxiety with a hit. Hello, my name is Javier. I am your host today. We are going to discuss how to manage anxiety using physical activity, HIIT, or high-intensity interval training. In the process, we will talk about time management to fit it in your schedule, fitness techs, and neuroplasticity to explain how the magic works. Let's start. Our agenda. Some introductions about fitness training, how to find time for your training, why we are doing this, and let's don't forget to practice. By the end of this session, you will have a basic exercising principles and tools to manage your anxiety, and as a result, to do better in life. Let's move on. I was born and raised in Bogota, Colombia, 46 years ago. I came to Vancouver, B.C, 2003, to study for a master's degree at the University of British Columbia. In my spare time, I like to exercise, share quality life with family and friends, and enjoy life. It has taken me almost my whole life to realize that getting the best of myself is both a mental and a physical challenge. This challenge has been with me since childhood. In my life, sports and physical activity were not high on my priorities list. I got my first bicycle when I was 8 or 9. I was not good at any sports. This was no exception. Shortly after learning how to ride the bicycle, I pretty much forgot about it and went back to my favorite hobbies, reading and playing with Legos. During my last years in high school, I joined a gym. I discovered how much I liked the repetitive nature of weightlifting. I didn't know there was a good reason for it, given a natural preference for repetitive tasks. However, my gym routine did not last too long. I became a freshman at university and later on started to work as an IT consultant with a multinational corporation. I neglected my body one more time. Years passed, and I managed to go back to the bicycle. It lasted a little bit longer than when I was a child. And in fairness, I still have a bicycle and enjoy riding it, in particular during summer months. After getting married, a friend of me told me that exercising was a good recipe to mitigate my lack of sleep after I became a dad. I was having sleepless nights as a result of taking care of my newborn baby girl. This was 15 years ago. I took a gym membership, starting going to the gym at work, and even went back to ride my bicycle. It was a start, but not enough to get a visible challenge, physical at least. At that time, I was not aware of the potential mental benefits. I stick to this training routine one way or another until about 6 years ago. I discovered my conditions, and my team of healthcare professionals asked, "Are you physically active?" I answered, very confident, yes. I didn't know that I needed to really sweat while exercising to manage the anxiety that initially comes with mental conditions. I did not get that from just doing some weightlifting at the gym or going for walks or even bicycle rides. Then I started to educate myself in this area. The rest of the presentation summarizes the best of my discoveries. Let's move on. Let's find time for our training. I will save you time in your journey. We'll focus on the most effective technique to exercise: high intensity interval training, or HIIT. A HIIT can help you with fat loss, of course, increased metabolic rate, more than jogging, or simple weight training. This is known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC. Even after several hours after training, you will find the effect. Your overall health reduces blood sugar levels, resting heart rate, and blood pressure, and you might even gain muscle. I will describe the when, the where, and the how of a HIIT. About the when. HIIT can be practiced at almost any time of the day. Try to look for workouts that fit your schedule instead of fitting your schedule to your workouts. What about 10 minutes in the morning, 10 at noon, another 10 in the evening? You can even make it to smaller segments of 3, 5, or 7 minutes. Let's think outside the box. We will deep dive into the time component in the next 2 slides. Once we have worked out the when, let's move on to the where. There are many options. Almost any space is useful. Your place, like this living room, your bedroom, or even smaller spaces, like a hall. Other locations like gyms, the outdoors, or any other space where you are comfortable at work, school, or anywhere else. I had exercised in walk-in closets, changing rooms when the gyms were closed during the pandemic, or even parking lots. Finally, the how. Some options for HIIT include ropes training, at-home training without weights, or CrossFit. You can make them work in short periods of time, 5, 10, or 15 minutes. Although you can find options that go all the way up to 40 minutes. Usually, there is minimal equipment involved, and these exercises can be practiced almost anywhere. to use your body weight in a strength training exercise. Try things like squats, lunges, sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, planks, step-ups. You can also try ropes. Get some at Amazon.com, or you prefer a retailer. If you don't want to invest a cent in this hit, not a problem. Just start with basic abs crushing, sit-ups, and push-ups. The goal is to elevate your body to a state that allows for sweating and setting your body to release hormones like endorphins and others to keep you cool and in good mood. I have found myself in a better state, enjoying a clearer mind and minimal to no anxiety when I practice HIIT. In addition, your muscle mass can increase while you can lose fat, sometimes at the speed not seen before when just trying diets or regular gyms. That's at least my personal experience. And you're having a time crush to exercise. Everybody talks about the importance of time management to make room for things that are important, like exercising. However, very few people tell us how to do it. I want to share the most powerful technique that I know for this, the Pomodoro technique. A former colleague at my M.B.A. school told me about this. In brief, he was inspired by the Pomodoro clock to make hard-boiled eggs. Simple, but effective. Easy to practice. Works for a lot of things, not only making time for exercising. I do this every single day, especially at work. It also helps with my housekeeping tasks and a lot of other stuff. Time is the most valuable resource. Plan the tasks to be done during the day. Think as if you time box them. I set the Pomodoro timer. I follow the suggested period to be 25 minutes. I work my task in the first Pomodoro. I stop when the timer stops. Then I switch to another task for about 5 minutes. I manage my email, take a break, or even exercise. I can start to either make time for my HIIT or practice a short one. After 4 iterations of Pomodoros, take a longer break, 25 minutes. You deserve it. And maybe this is time for a longer HIIT. Go to step 1 and repeat. There are multiple available tools to track your Pomodoros. Most of them are free. Check the marinade timer on the web or the 25 minutes for Apple devices. There are many others on YouTube. Or why don't just use your watch? You don't manage what you don't measure. What happens if I get extra time during a Pomodoro? I review and add or edit the work just completed. I look at opportunities for improvement. What did I do well? Why do I need to stop doing? What do I need to start doing? I plan or check the list of upcoming tasks for the next planned Pomodoros. Or I prepare myself to update those tasks. More suggestions. Plan, track, record. Repeat as many times as needed. Keep tracking of the task in your calendar, Microsoft Outlook, Gmail, whatever you use. This helps to better manage the effort that the tasks require. Keep a record of the Pomodoros to create a sense of accomplishment. And source data for the next Pomodoros to see how to improve them. Let's get into our training options. How to get the best bang for your buck. Same as with time management, everybody talks about the importance of exercise. Few tell us how to do it. My research is based on sources like ACSM, the American College of Sports and Medicine, and medium.com, one of the top 20 blog sites in the world. They support what I have been sharing about HIIT and give us additional options for better exercising. Let's look at the 2022 fitness trends. Trend number 1, wearable technology. I have a Fitbit. Trend number 2, home exercise gyms. I have inexpensive equipment, free weights, yoga mats, dumbbells. Number 3, outdoor activities. Each time weather and schedule permits, I move my HIIT to outside. Number 4, strength training with free weights, close related to number 2. Number 5, exercise for weight loss. For example, I focus on my abs. There is a correlation between the size of our bellies and the risk of coronary disease. Number 6, personal training. I have tried in person and virtual. Pick whatever works better for you. Number 7, high intensity interval training, HIIT, at the core of this presentation. Number 8, body weight training. You use your body as the way to work out. Number 9, online live and on-demand exercise classes. I have tried multiple options and without receiving any commissions for sales, I want to mention for the online live training, allblank.com, and for the on-demand exercise classes, the Adidas training app. We'll discuss in the next slide. Finally, number 10, health wellness coaching. Close connected to number 6. And again, try to look for your best fit. Go beyond counselors or doctors. Sometimes a social worker has given me the best advice regarding health and wellness. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's put technology to work for our training. This is what I have done. I have looked for applications and sites using the 7 universal design principles. I am so happy to introduce this concept, and it also applies to this aspect of my presentation. The end goal, your enjoyment. Let's look at number 1 and 2. Easy of use and flexible in use. Look for applications with a simple design. Number 3, simple and intuitive. Look for workouts that are created and guided by professional trainers. 4, perceptible information. And 5, tolerance for error. Look for apps that give you fitness programs based on your fitness levels and interest. 6, low effort. I do it with my tracker integration. Just an example. Number 7, size and space for approach and use. having a social functionality that connects me with other users. Of course, look at your pocket. I look for applications that offer a free version, are affordable, and provide a money-back guarantee. Using these principles, I have explored applications like Adidas Training, my favorite one. You are more than welcome to try these and other applications for the benefit of your training. Let's put all of this together. What happens when you exercise? My burning platform by the numbers. There are hundreds of millions of people needing to free up from addiction. There are more than 350 million people managing a mental condition in the world. There are around 50 million people living with dementia. It looks we have an answer in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire cells based on experience. Literally, our cells can change based on experience, and looking the cells in our brains, we can trigger structural changes on the neurons. Those are the strengths of the connections or synapses, or functional changes, changes in those connections or synapses due to learning and development. When you exercise and manage your anxiety, you enable your body and your brain to allow those changes. How to achieve them? Let's help ourselves with some tools. Mobile technologies, sensing technologies, wearable technologies, artificial intelligence, non-invasive enhancements. Let's take a look at the next slide. How the magic could happen? By the way, there is no magic on it. We have technologies like cognitive assessment and therapies. My favorite one, language learning, neuroplan.ca. I have tried this product. Again, I don't receive royalties. Check it out if you want to improve your oral and written communications in the English language. Mindfulness apps. I've tried several of those. My top 2, Mindshift, 100% free, and 10% happier. At a cost, but it's well to invest. EEG, or electroencephalogram, and virtual reality. New technologies still in exploration. Keep an eye, more to come. In summary, my techniques. In addition to exercising, I go gluten and dairy free. Here learning how to communicate. Try better ways to sleep. Meditate and practice breathing. Some tech to help. And don't forget to take a break. Finally, let's don't forget to practice. All this presentation is to put it to work. My ask to wrap up the day. Select and download a meditation app to your mobile. I have Mindshift. You need to go for this one. But just in case you have trouble selecting and picking up. Let's go for a quick practice on meditation. Number 2, select and download a fitness app to your mobile. I have the Adidas Training. Send comments as before. Number 3, go for a fitness site in the internet. My favorite one is allblank.com. You can do a quick hit now, here. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Until next time.
Connect with Javier. Communiquer avec Javier. Email javier.herrera@olc.ubc.ca. Twitter @jherrera11. Instagram, Javier Herrera Consulting, Inc.